Hey Siri, disable gravity.
Disabling gravity.
What's up guys, my name is Kevin and I have a 2020 Lexus ES 350 on bags.
My name is Nikolai. I like to film and build cool cars. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you stay up to date. We're gonna learn a whole lot about cars and see some pretty cool stuff. Let's jump into the video. What's up guys, I'm here with Kevin and this is his 2020 Lexus ES 350. It's bagged, it's got a whole lot of cool other modifications, but Kevin, go ahead and introduce us to the car and just tell us everything you've done to it.
All right, so the first thing I did was obviously tint the windshield, blacked out the whole car. I do have a cold air intake with a muffler and resonator delete, Nia body kit, ADV1 wheels, and then also is on bags.
Excellent, I think it looks super sick. Now, these cars typically are not modified. I mean, it's a Lexus ES 350. It's meant to be your comfortable daily driver, right?
Yes, it's for old people, honestly. I'll just be honest.
Yeah, this car, I mean, I would say 90% of the people that buy this car are probably in the higher age range. So it's kind of interesting, right? You're taking a car that's not typically modified and you're modifying it. So go ahead and tell us, how has your experience with the car been? You know, like now that you've put it on air suspension, now that you've modified it, things of that nature. How does the car handle it? Like, how does it feel? You know, does it feel like it's any worse for daily driving, or does it retain that comfortable, like Lexus drive that it still would, you know, have as a stock form?
Yeah, so basically on airbags, it's a little bit stiffer. It's not the best driving comfortability of a car, but I really don't mind. It's a Lexus. Just kind of want the looks and people to enjoy it, and like, especially for an ES 350, you really don't see that often.
Yeah, I mean, not even just often, like you just don't see them at all. Like,
no, there's like at least one other car that's modified comparable to me, but for the most part, I'm pretty much the only one.
I think Toyota Lexus really took a step in a different direction. You know, typically these cars, the ES 350, like of the prior generations, would be very much for older people, and they just didn't have any character to them. They were very boring, but now these cars come with, what is it, 301 horsepower from the factory?
Yeah, 301 V6 with 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters.
Exactly, like an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters. Now, having an 8-speed in the car does also help with fuel economy, but to think now this car also comes in an F-Sport trim. You know, prior Lexus ES 350 models never even had an F-Sport model offered.
This is basically the first year that has came out with the F-Sport model.
Exactly, so it's really cool that you've got the F-Sport, even the red interior too. Like, I think it looks so beautiful having the white paint with the red interior. Looks really good, but you can just see that these cars are going more into the direction of fun, right? Having an 8-speed, that's a lot more fun than like the sloppy 6-speed that these cars had before. I mean, if you drove a Camry of like, you know, from the 2010 around that area, it was so sloppy and it was not fun to drive at all. But we'll drive the car and we'll see how it feels. Now, you mentioned exhaust. Let's go ahead and listen to this exhaust because it sounds very good. So the exhaust sounds really good on the car. I mean, it doesn't sound like a Lexus ES 350 anymore. They sound, yeah, they sound very cool. I mean, very similar engine to what you'd have in like a Lotus, right? It's a really cool V6. I mean, it's been around for a while. You know, it's reliable. You know, these cars, it's a Toyota, like it's not going to break on you for the most part. But other than that, let's go and take the car for a drive and see how it feels. So what's interesting with the ES is this car is not typically modified. So we're running a much stiffer suspension than factory, but it actually feels really good when you're handling the car. So, you know, the ES is meant to be plush, but with this type of suspension, it feels much different. It's actually very interesting.
Yeah, you can also stiffen and also smooth the suspension as well. So there's adjustable suspension on it. But it's
like with a knob, right?
Yeah,
like
it's just a knob.
Yeah.
And right now it's on the stiffest one, so you feel all the bumps and stuff.
Yeah. This thing is so fast. And to think that this is like essentially from a Camry, right? The motor, like that's insane.
Yeah. It's just like different little mods, like the pedal commander. It changes the whole car. You lightly tap the gas pedal, and it just like pulls. That is like so nice sounding, and I love the display here. Like, you know, being a Lexus, it's got like the new style display. So third gear pull, uphill too.
Yeah, that is actually extremely fast relative to what car it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can't expect the Lexus ES 350 to have insane horsepower, but it sounds good. I think with your exhaust setup, it is. That sounds phenomenal. Second gear pull?
A lot faster.
Yeah, a lot harder in second gear. I love it, and with I can't get over this interior. Like seriously, Lexus, in my opinion, for the money, has one of the best looking and feeling interiors. I mean, it is so quality. Like nothing really rattles around in here. Like in terms of the actual interior panels fitting together, like nothing's rattling. Everything's really nice, and I feel like this ES350, the generation compared to the older ES350s, looks so much better in here. I mean, the old one just looks like a regular car. Reminds me a lot of a Camry, which is kind of, you know, very similar to this car, but this car doesn't feel anything like a Camry. I mean, it looks so much nicer. It's
so much different.
100%. For first gear, it's so fast. That is actually really unexpected. I mean, being an 8-speed, right, you can really have some short gears, but oh my gosh,
Yeah.
This is fun. This honestly feels more like an IS than it does an ES. There you have it. I really enjoyed Kevin's ES350. What do you think of the car? You know, final thoughts on it. How do you like it?
I mean, I love it for ES350. I love it. Good amount of power. 301 is more than enough for any average consumer, even for me.
100%. It's really fun. Having 300 horsepower is great, but overall, if you enjoyed the video and want to see many more just like it, please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.